Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome to beautiful South Tampa, a vibrant community known for its waterfront views, eclectic neighborhoods, and very lively social scene. But the big question is South Tampa right for you? Well, in this video, we're going to explore everything that South Tampa has to offer in order for you to be able to determine whether South Tampa is the right choice for you. So let's dive in. So if we look at the map, South Tampa is located on the Inner Bay Peninsula of Tampa, just south of the airport, between Kennedy Boulevard that runs east and west till you hit the end of Hyde Park, and all the way south till you hit the Gandy Bridge that runs east and west. It's a diverse area with historic charm, modern amenities, and you never run out of things to do. Trust me. Because of this, South Tampa is a highly sought after area, but it is densely populated. You've got at least 35,000 people and a population density of about 5,000. So that means you've got about 550 people per square mile. So it is crowded, but it is the happening place. And for good reason, which we'll get to shortly. Here's the thing about South Tampa. It is the heartbeat of Tampa Bay, primarily because of its location. It's appealing because it's in a top-rated school district. It's in close proximity to downtown, as well as the University of Tampa. So we've got tons of college kids that helps liven up the social scene. Not to mention, you're just a hop, skip, and a jump from our notorious Tampa General Hospital that's been around since the early 1900s. And lastly, and most notoriously, it's close to Bayshore Boulevard, which I did a video on that, which will pop up right here as well. Some of the best neighborhoods within South Tampa are Hyde Park, Bayshore Beautiful, Bayshore Gardens, Palmacia, Virginia Park, and Colbert Isles. There's a section of South Tampa that's super popular, especially the closer you get to the water, because remember, it's on a peninsula. So anybody that wants that waterfront property view or a waterfront property that you can dock your boat, this is the area to do it. And we're gonna get into the housing prices here in a minute, but that significantly shifts the market. But let's talk about demographics for a minute. It's very mixed, which might shock some people. The population consists of a significant percentage of white, which is 28%, African Americans, which is 25%, and Latino or Hispanics, which is 35%. So it's a pretty diverse area. But like I mentioned, we gotta talk about the home prices. Home prices are all over the place in South Tampa. You can definitely find a $300,000 bungalow home that has no renovations and it's really old. Or you can find a multi-million-dollar new construction modern home. It runs the gamut. This area is old and it has been turning over year after year. It's a very sought after area, like I mentioned, because it's in a good school district. So a lot of people wanna move here, but they really want some of those newer renovated homes. Here's a fun fact for you. I actually got started in the real estate industry right here in South Tampa, and I sold my first home in South Tampa. So it's got a little special place in my heart. I have a few clients that are looking in this area and they're watching for very specific things, but I have a couple that I'm currently working with, and we are actually actively looking for new construction modern homes in the upper millions, and this happens to be one of the houses we are looking at. It's under construction and it's beautiful inside. So I'm gonna take you in and let you take a look at it. So what happened a lot, especially during COVID, was that builders in particular, were coming around and snatching up some of these older bungalow homes and then plopping these new modern multi-million-dollar homes on it. So it significantly shifted the landscape and the price point of South Tampa, especially in the inland neighborhoods. Always along that coastline right there of the peninsula, those homes are gonna be magnificent and beautiful and huge and have water views, and that's gonna cost you. But now we're starting to see some of the pricing shift as we go more inland into the the neighborhoods, any of these homes that are becoming renovated or even knocked down, leveled, and put new homes on them, we're seeing them in the $1 million range. I have clients that are right below the $1 million range, and we've been looking, actually I've got two, and we've been looking for a while. It's really hard to find the very specific kind of home that you want with a certain amount of renovations that you can handle. If you're gonna do your own renovations, or if you want a home that is renovated, you're not necessarily gonna find that perfect mix. So you have to be able to wait if that's what you wanna do. But I have other clients, like I mentioned, that new construction home that's just off of West Shore, they are ready to go. So we've been looking at these new construction modern homes, and they knew exactly which one they wanted right away. And we're gonna put in an offer, and fingers crossed. And of course, there are options for apartments, condos, and townhomes in this area. There have always been. Again, when I did my video on Bayshore Boulevard, I kind of addressed this a little bit. You've got the high rises off of Bayshore, but you have some smaller condos and new condos going in, especially along the water on the West Shore side. And you just have to remember, you've got to watch those HOAs. So it could be priced right for you, but you've got to factor in those HOAs because that's going to significantly shift your payment. Don't forget, check your flood zone because we're on a peninsula. You're surrounded by water in South Tampa. So you need to educate yourself on those HOAs if you're looking at a condo, as well as, are you in a flood zone? Because that's going to shift your HOA amount as well. But if you're a single home buyer, you're also gonna have to pay for that flood insurance, and that could be really high, as we've talked about in other videos. I've got a couple that we'll put up here for you as well for you to check out on that. Okay, let's talk about the fun stuff, the things to do in South Tampa, because it is jam-packed down here. This is the area that everybody comes to because there's always something to do. Best restaurants, best places to shop, best outdoor sort of shopping environments. But let's start with the parks, because of course, being on a peninsula, we've got some great parks. The first park we're gonna talk about is Ballast Point Park, and that's near Bayshore Boulevard. With a 600-foot pier, splash pad, playground, picnic area, gazebos, boat dock, and boat ramp, it all overlooks Hillsborough Bay, and it's a great place for families and kids to go hang out, and everybody has something to do, especially those great Hillsborough Bay views. Second on my list is Curtis Hickson Park. Now, Curtis Hickson is where all of the festivals happen, especially around holidays like Christmas. We do the tree lighting, and then especially around Gasparilla as well. We have the Gasparilla Music Festival there, and lots of little market days. Lots of things are always happening at Curtis Hickson. Sometimes they do movies on the lawn, or they'll do orchestras on the lawn. Trust me, there's never a dull moment over in Curtis Hickson. The great thing about Curtis Hickson is that it sits right next to our Riverwalk, so you can access the Riverwalk from Curtis Hickson. And our Riverwalk is a 2.6-mile stretch of walking path along the Hillsborough River that feeds out into Hillsborough Bay. And there is so much to do on Hillsborough River. It's one of my favorite places to take people that are visiting, or if they're looking to decide whether Tampa is right for them. One of my favorite things to do is the Pirate Water Taxi, and you can take stops along the way on the river to take you to restaurants and certain attractions. You've got the Strass Center on the river, you've got Eulalie, which is an amazing restaurant, and then you've got Armature Works, which is sort of our industrial compound that's got all sorts of eateries inside of it, and then outdoor eating spaces as well, and a whole open green space that overlooks the river, where we usually have, again, some market days, some farmers markets, festivals of all kinds. So again, tons of things to do. And then if you go down the river a little bit further towards the Amalie Arena and towards the Tampa Convention Center, you can rent anything from those water bikes to stand-up paddle boards. There's so many things to do along the river. And of course, there's boats going up and down the river all day, every day. Not to mention, between Eulalie and the Strass Center, you've got dog parks and splash pads and lots of things for the kids to do. Now, across from Curtis Hickson, up a little bit more towards Eulalie and Armature Works, is the Julian B. Lane Park. Now this was a little park for a while, but they've just done this huge renovation. It's a 25-acre park with a boathouse, the Tampa River Center, a play cove, splash pad, sports courses, boat ramps, and a dog park. And this year they hosted the Gasparilla Music Festival, although it was rainy the whole time, which I was really sad about, but it was still fun. It was a big space to finally have like a real size festival within. Okay, and there's a hidden secret part where I'm sitting right now. This is Picnic Island Park. And Picnic Island Park is at the southernmost point of the South Tampa Peninsula. You have to go through a pretty ugly industrial area to get here, but that's why it's a secret. Nobody knows it's here. You've got a beach. You've got a dog beach. You've got sand volleyball, disc golf, exercise equipment, playgrounds, fishing pier, boat ramp, and canoe launch. For everybody that's in South Tampa, that is looking to live in South Tampa, and you're worried about not being close to the beach or near the water, this is your secret spot. So let's talk about places to eat and shop in the South Tampa area. One of my favorite places to hang out is Hyde Park Village. Hyde Park Village is an outdoor shopping and eating experience. It's got a great little fountain in the middle. They've got some amazing places to eat like Fort Beachy and On Swan, as well as Meat Market Steakhouse. There's a lot of upscale places to shop, a lot of little boutiques, places like Kittenish, Lululemon, and Kendra Scott. So it's a little bit more of your high-end dining and shopping experience. Another little place that I love is called Soho, which is South Howard Avenue. And that area is south of Swan Avenue and all the way to Bayshore. That's considered Soho, and it's really popular with our young professionals and our young families because there's a lot of walking, a lot of biking. You have juice bars and yoga studios, and just an assortment of restaurants and little markets. But some of my favorite restaurants, of course, is gonna be Burns Steakhouse. It's a very famous steakhouse in town. It's been around since the 1950s. Don't forget to visit their internationally renowned dessert room. And then, of course, there's Haven and Ava and Kava. Oh my! Wonderful new restaurants. We've got some of the best restaurants in South Tampa. We've got some Michelin star rated restaurants coming here as well. And don't forget, because it's this kind of youngish area, South Howard, you're gonna have a lot of sports bars. So on the weekends, that area is really happening, and they have outdoor spaces to eat and drink and to watch sporting events. And so a lot of people will watch football or soccer or whatever your team is that's playing at the time and drink, and you can walk and bar hop in that area. It's really fun. So if you're someone that really wants the mall shopping experience, we do have two malls in our area. One is West Shore Mall and the other one is International Mall. And International Mall is going to be over near the airport, and West Shore Mall is just a little south of that. So it's not necessarily in South Tampa, but it is nearby if you need that. Again, International Mall has all of those upscale shops like Gucci and Louis Vuitton and Neiman Marcus, and they also have some really great restaurants as well. So it's a good place to hang out. I think the cool thing right now about a lot of the new shops and restaurants that are coming to South Tampa, we really have to tip our hats to the millennials because they have really been bringing that kind of experience to old Tampa. Tampa has a lot of old stuff, but we're now getting some of this new, fresh energy that brings us really cool shops and restaurants, and we dig it. Another draw about this area is, like I mentioned, the top-rated school district. Plant High School stands out as the top-rated high school in Tampa Bay, consistently ranking among the top 100 high schools nationally. We also have Coleman Middle School and Wilson Middle School, and they are notable for their consistent A ratings and national recognition. We also have elementary schools like Grady Elementary and Mitchell Elementary. I always recommend to my clients, if schools are something that you really need to dive into a little bit deeper, don't rely on your real estate agent or myself. You really need to do your own research. Niche.com is one resource, as well as greatschools.org. We also have private and charter schools as well. I think I've shown you guys how fantastic it is to live in the South Tampa area, but you've got to do your research yourself. You've got to come visit and check out the local area for yourself. Do your own research. Do not rely on anybody else but yourself, and see how it feels to you. But don't forget, I'm also a resource. You can text me, you can call me, you can email me. I am a local agent here and I can help you out. And until next time, everybody, I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.